Dominic Han here, back with the Overhead Athletic Institute. If you have bad posture, you need to mix these 3 exercises into your weekly routine to improve your posture so that you can live a pain-free life. Let's get into it. So the first exercise here is going to be an eccentric Y. So we're going to use our TRX band here. We're going to hook it up to a high point on the pillar or whatever you're hooking it up to on the attachment. You're going to go ahead and bring your feet forward a little bit and lean back. You're going to bring the arms straight up into a Y, making sure that we're keeping our shoulders back and down, that we're not letting the shoulders shrug, that we're bringing the shoulders down, and that we're embracing our core. We don't want to see too much arching with the back and the lower back. We want to roll that butt underneath, engage our core, and go into what we call that posterior pelvic tilt. So you're going to hold that position, and then you're going to lean back, slowly letting those hands come forward, trying to resist letting those hands come forward as you lean back. Then you're going to pull yourself up and go back up into the Y. The eccentric should be about 3-4 seconds minimum, ideally about 5. Slowly down, then back up. This is the progression from their eccentric Ys on the TRX row. So you're going to go ahead and grab a very, very light band. You're going to sit up on the wall, butt all the way up on the wall so your lower back's touching the wall. Again, you're going to embrace your core. You're going to wrap the band around your feet. There we are. You're going to hold here like this with the band coming out of the pinky side of the hand. You're going to keep the legs straight and you're going to pull those arms back into a Y, back against the wall. Again, not letting the shoulders shrug, keeping the shoulders down, maintaining good posture here. As we sit here with the hands all the way up against the wall and then back down. Ideally, you want to hold this one for at least 5-10 seconds on each rep. But you can also do an ISO where you're holding for a period of 30 to 45 seconds. Do that 2 sets. That's your progression for your Ys. Let's move into our A's. So we just went over some of our low mid trap exercises with our Y progression. Now we're going to move into our A progression to work on some more of our mid trap and rhomboid activation. So we're going to go ahead and grab an SFMA band here. Again, high attachment. You're going to stand straight out in front. Again, going into that posterior pelvic tilt, bracing our core, rolling that butt underneath, and we're just going to pull these hands straight back while we roll the shoulder blades back. So we're squeezing that pencil between our shoulder blade, that imaginary pencil, and then we're coming back in, making sure we're rolling the shoulders back and then pulling the arms back, making sure we're not extending too much with our chest, but that we're keeping our core braced and staying straight here through our core. So a progression of this is you can go ahead and add in some marches. So pull the band here, maintain that good posture, marching up here, maintaining those shoulders, not letting those shoulders come around forward, making sure we're keeping that pencil squeezed between our shoulder blades as we march, making sure we're not extending too much with our chest. And then our last progression here, I'll show you right after this.
If you're looking for the most comprehensive resource on training and rehabilitation of the throwing athlete, check out my book, Arm Alloy. The link is in the description. Now, back to the video.
All right, so this one is our last progression of our A's. So you're gonna grab a slider that you can slide on your carpet or your felt, something that can slide underneath your foot. So you're gonna go ahead, we're gonna do both sides here, but we're gonna go into a posterior lunge while maintaining that A position with our scap. So we're going to pull the bands back, roll those shoulder blades, squeeze our core, and then we're going to bring the leg back as we go into a posterior lunge, making sure that we're maintaining, not letting those shoulders round forward, but maintain that position and then coming back up. So making sure we're not flaring the chest out too much. We're keeping the core down, bringing those arms back, and then back up. So that's our last progression of the A's. Now we're going to move into one more exercise progression. Last exercise progression here, we're going to go into some prone T's. So again, we're working on some of those rhomboid activation as we go down and do these exercises. So we're going to lay down on a table, have our chest off of the corner of the table, having our arms straight down. Again, we're going to try to turn our hands out away from us, and we're going to, again, go into that pelvic tilt. We're going to make sure we're trying to roll that butt underneath, making sure we have a flat back and that we're not arching too much as we go through this exercise. So making sure we're rolling that butt underneath, and then we're just going to bring the arms straight out to the side, slight hold at the top, and then back down. Making sure when we do this, we don't let those shoulders shrug, but that we keep the shoulders down and that we're pinching our shoulder blades together, not arching as we go through. Go ahead and do about 3 sets of 10 of these, and then I'll show you the next progression of this exercise. So this is the last exercise progression from our T variation. So this time we're gonna do it on a Swiss ball, add in a little bit of instability to force our core to activate and make sure we're maintaining that posterior pelvic tilt as we're going into our T. So you're gonna lay down here, have your chest straight on the ball, keeping those legs straight, rolling that butt underneath, activating our core. And then we're gonna go ahead from here, going straight out into our T, but we're gonna go on a hold here. So we're gonna hold for 15 seconds, then back down. Because obviously here we're going for end range endurance because we don't have that full range. So we're going here, squeezing here, holding for 15 to 30 seconds, hold, and then back down. Making sure when we do this, we're not losing our form and not losing our posture as we're going through our hold, that we're maintaining that good posterior pelvic tilt, and that we're keeping those shoulders down while keeping those hands up as we go into this T progression. Do these exercises, progress them as you get stronger, and your posture will improve. We'll see you next time.